I've been hearing a lot on the news lately about chemicals in our water that are really bad. They kill our fish and apparently are making males develop breasts.
Well, I see you have a lot of questions, so I'm here to help you out. I will guide you through some of the misconceptions and inform you on the actual hazards of endocrine disruptors. Let's start with a definition of what endocrine disruptors actually are. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, endocrine disruptors are defined as exogenous agents that interfere with the synthesis, secretion, transportation, binding action, or elimination of natural hormones in the body that are responsible for the maintenance of homeostasis, reproduction, development, and/or behavior of the body.
So what does that mean? That's really sciencey.
Well, in layman's terms, they are compounds that disrupt the endocrine system in your body, which is the system that controls your hormones.
So how do they get in the environment?
Well, endocrine disrupting compounds, or EDCs for short, can occur naturally or are man-made products. They occur naturally in many of our day-to-day foods such as carrots and kale, but also occur in household products such as plastics, cleaning supplies, and pesticides. It is important to remember that they are usually in very small amounts.
Okay then, I'm eating these dangerous compounds that could harm me?
Well, technically, yes, but our bodies are built to deal with these compounds and are able to break most of them down and remove them safely. There have been studies conducted that correlate things such as low sperm counts to ingesting certain EDCs. Other adverse effects such as developmental disorders, diabetes, cancer, and birth defects have been connected to EDC ingestion, but not proven as the sole cause. Also, sensitive populations such as young developing children and pregnant women are more at risk.
Really? Kids?
Yes, children are more at risk because they are still developing their hormone system, which is called the endocrine system, as we said before. This is what endocrine disruptors disrupt.
So does this mean my children and pregnant wife are going to be harmed?
Well, not necessarily. There are many confounding variables that affect these populations. So it is hard to say what endocrine disruptors are doing and if the damage that they create are associated with them. But there are populations in the natural environment that are extremely at risk and affected by EDCs. Aquatic populations are much more vulnerable. There are many studies which have demonstrated that fish are affected at lower concentrations than humans are. Also, many endocrine disruptors can spread through the water where aquatic life would be most impacted. It has been shown in studies that EDCs can cause changes in sex ratios, typically more females than males. There are also increases in the occurrence of birth defects, reproduction problems such as decreased fertility and feminization of male fish, which is where I'm guessing you assumed EDCs would cause males to develop breasts.
I guess I may have jumbled my information a bit, but how does this affect a Hamiltonian like myself? What do I have to worry about here at home?
Well, in Hamilton, two of the most prominent EDCs are PAHs and PCBs. You can unfortunately find them in the wastewater of industrial plants which are along the line of the harbor's coastline. This wastewater ultimately ends up in our own Hamilton harbor, but as a Hamiltonian, eating the fish in the water is less than ideal, meaning you are safe from ingesting these compounds. Although, no matter how many warnings the city puts out, certain populations within Hamilton still catch and eat the fish, so don't do that. Overall, drinking water in Hamilton is well filtered and safe to drink. As a Hamiltonian, you mainly have to be careful of ingesting pesticides on your food or eating too many foods that could have come close to BPA.
So what I heard in the news sounds much scarier than the facts.
Well, whenever you watch the news, always be sure to think critically and always research before you make any conclusions on a new health scare.
Brought to you by For Your Health, in association with the City of Hamilton.
Not really, though.
Created using Powtoon.